This Stanley Cup final edition of the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN and get a free Refs or Terrace t-shirt. Claim your shirt at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs. Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I am your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me, as usual, is my co-host, the one and only Joel Meyer. How are we doing today, Joel?
A little half cut, I guess. I just got home from an Irish bar watching the old Canadian Open. It's been a very weird, chaotic tournament so far. There was one point where there were like 11 golfers all tied for the lead at 11 under, and it's pretty much carried that way. So it's going to be fun to watch that tomorrow. But yeah, I'm doing all right. I don't know. I'm not as drunk as I was last show, thankfully. I barely remember any of it. But hopefully I am more prepared this time to speak more positively about this series, because we are witnessing some elite hockey right now. The two best teams in the league, and they are proving it in the first two games.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, still had a great show last time. A good entertaining show. Maybe this one be a little bit more analytical, if you will. But yeah, I mean, last year, these were clearly the two best teams. But like this year, these are far and away the two best teams. They're even better than they were last year. You know, late in first overtime in game one, double overtime in game two, Brad Marchand with his second breakaway goal. You mentioned in our preview, you heard some goaltending experts say Stu Skinner is bad against breakaways. And we've seen that so far. Even the Sam Reinhart breakaway in overtime, he had a huge hole there and he just could not hit it. I'm not sure if his injury is impacting him there or what, but
he's got to be hurt.
Yeah, he has to be hurt. I think Kachuk
when
he
had a toe
kick a little bit.
He's got nothing going. Like his shot is off, his game is off. That's unfortunate, but yeah, carry on.
Yeah, well, it was encouraging to see him shoot 6 times because he had a few games with no shots. I think he had 3 shots in game one. So he has to get shooting the puck. Sarver Hagee going up there on the top line. But before we get into hockey things, I have like a Joel complaint about an animal. So I live in a row home in Philadelphia.
Do I complain about animals?
You complain about animals all the time. You got your mice, you got your ducks, you got whatever else out there.
It's all love, man. Even the mice, they're my friends. I don't complain about animals.
Fine. It's an anti-Joel animal story here. So okay. My house's roof is flat, and I guess there's a puddle up there towards the edge where it's close to my back patio. So I'm sitting out there trying to have a cold one, doing what I do, enjoying the nice weather. And just these birds, they're up there just using it as a bird bath, flapping their wings. I'm like, is it raining?
What kind of birds?
Just like fucking, I don't know, not pigeons, but just like small birds. Like, I don't know, just city birds.
Clearly, this is not a Joel tick. I would know.
Small black birds, and they're just
birds.
They're using it as a bird bath. Like, I want to get a drone and like go up there and see what it looks like, because it's coming down. And then today I was like, oh, it's coming down pretty hard. And I realized, no, it's raining. It's raining now. It's not the bird bath from above. But yeah, just I don't know, little annoyance there as the summertime comes here in Philadelphia. I guess I could get some sort of gazebo or covering, but no, I'll just complain about them.
Yeah, I don't know what to say to that. I would just watch the birds and then notify their species, and enjoy their company.
I didn't know you were such a bird watcher, Joel. I'll have to take a picture next time.
Have I never told my bird experiences on the show? I'm pretty sure I have.
I know about flipping the bird and your ducks, but I don't know if you have any other bird excursions out there.
Flipping the bird. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, that's a story for another time, at a later date, at a later time of night. Yeah, I don't know, man. That seems like a very first world problem.
Oh, absolutely is. Yeah. My house, there's birds sprinkling me with water sometimes. Yeah, very, very first world problem there. But yeah, it's Saturday. We're recording. Let's just get into the hockey here. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the Hockey On Podcast on YouTube. Also on Twitter, we were planning on going live last night. Probably just should have went live last night after the game, but double overtime here in the East Coast. I was like, you know what? Let's just enjoy it. Let's enjoy our nights, and we'll go get at it on Saturday. I was able to watch the highlights, so make sure you guys subscribe. As I was saying, to YouTube. That's where we schedule it. Twitter, I will be posting updates if there are any cancellations or reschedulings or surprise streams. Subscribe, follow there as well at Hockey SGPN, Discord, sg.pn/Discord, all of that good stuff there. But yeah, I rewatched the highlights today. Well, watched the highlights. I never watched the highlights last night, but the one thing I noticed was that Sergei Bobrovsky was a lot better than I thought. And I don't think it's Conn Smythe worthy. We'll get into the Conn Smythe conversation later, but like the goals he gave up were you had what was the first one? The Kane one that was just off the pipe. Maybe he should have stopped that one. That was it. Then the Bouchard 4-on-4, he was kind of screened. And then he had the power play goal, amazing setup by McDavid, and then the 6-on-5 goal. So like at 5-on-5, he's been pretty good, as have the Panthers. The Panthers have just been the better team. It's just a matter of staying 5-on-5 and not taking those penalties to go even 4-on-4. The Oilers can kill you.
Well, this was our entire reasoning behind not backing him for Conn Smythe, because the Oilers are going to get their goals regardless. They're going to create all these excellent chances. And yeah, he looked a bit shaky at times, but to be fair, you're right. He did make a bunch of tremendous saves. And I was looking today that he's actually leading the playoffs now in goal save above expected, when he was like below that metric not too long ago. So he's actually doing his part for sure for the Panthers. But the whole thing is just the Oilers are going to score goals, and that's going to count against them for the border block. There's like 20 of them, I think, in the finals usually. And yeah, they're not going to be paying attention to goal save above expected and that kind of thing. And even if they are more analytically minded, they're going to be looking towards like Barkov and Forsling, what they're doing. Barkov's had a rough couple of games, but Forsling had an excellent game too. But yeah, Bobrovsky, you're right. He had a very good game, and he's probably the reason why the Panthers were still in that one. Although you could allow for many reasons why they were good in that game. I thought the Panthers they brought their A game down a game in the series, and they responded in kind. And yeah, Bobrovsky is a part of that. Full respect to him. I just don't think that the market is right making him the favorite Panther to win.
Agreed. Yeah, we'll get to Conn Smythe towards the end. Try to do some recap reaction here. But yeah, Bobrovsky, like I was watching the highlights, the start of the second period, it was like, oh, saved by Bobrovsky. Great save by Bobrovsky. He saved that Kapanen chance in overtime. McDavid had kind of a one-on-one with Forsling. Forsling had a great game. After I mentioned we hadn't really heard too much from him. Had that sliding play against Kane, had the play against McDavid, had a few good blocks there as well. But yeah, Bob's come up, huge a few times. But yeah, the Oilers are getting their goals. It's not going to be a shutout. It's not going to be a shutout in any of these games. 2 high-scoring games, 2 overs we saw here, and just back and forth at 5-on-5. There's no real domination for either side. There are stretches where a team has a few sustained pressures in the offensive zone, especially the Panthers in the second period. They just kill teams. They just cycle the puck, grind them down, get these defensemen to play, minute and a half, 2-minute shifts. And that's what happened on the, I think Mikkola got the goal there off of Bouchard. Yeah. And it wasn't like a pretty play, but that's what happens. The Panthers just absolutely grind you down. And unless you go up 2 or 3, they're going to come back. Both sides are.
I was at the bar, and the guy sitting next to me was this young English guy, and I was trying to teach him about hockey. He had no idea what offsides was. He had no idea what icing was. And we're drawing diagrams on the food menu. This is what happens here. This is how it happens. He's like, where's the defender at in the offside? The defender is irrelevant. The puck's got to go in first, okay? So anyway, I had to relate the Florida forecheck. I was trying to explain how they do it, to force turnovers, just crush bodies and make the Oilers D-men turn the puck over. And he didn't get it. And I was like, Gegenpress, which is the German tactic of allowing the opposition to have the ball in order to get it back in a more prime position. He's like, oh, now I get it. So soccer, European football, and hockey are not so different after all. So yeah, that was a fun experience there, teaching the young English guy about our national sport.
Yeah, I feel like if Englishmen, if they know soccer or footy over there, like understanding offside is one of the key things. It's like, all right, instead of it the last defender, it's just the blue line. Like there's no moving offside line. It's the blue line. Icing is something where it's kind of unique. But I was
Uh,
thinking
Go ahead.
I was thinking last night because I was like, oh my God, there's just going to be another delay game penalty and we're going to get a power play goal. There's going to be this big discussion about delay a game in the offseason, which got me to thinking delay of game should just be like an icing. It should not be a penalty anymore. Maybe if you take like 2, it goes to be a penalty, but delay of game should be the same as an icing. Um, there also were some questionable non-calls in overtime. The too many men that the Oilers fans wanted when Ekblad was hurt and hopped off, and Arvidsson went between him and forgot who hopped on for him. Forsling. Someone in the Discord was complaining about some holding the stick in second overtime, as if that would ever get called in playoff hockey. And the Bennett goalie interference early. I feel like the officiating was a bit tighter early on, which it kind of has to be with these two teams. But then just let them play as you should do in the third period and in overtimes.
Absolutely. But yeah, getting back to my new friend there, he was kind of sharp in that he noticed, like, why doesn't somebody just go in the offensive zone, just like circle around the net and somebody just pass to him? That initiated the entire conversation about the offside. And I didn't even get into the old rule, but the two line pass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thank God that's gone. Yeah, it's you're right. I don't know about the delay game stuff. I'm kind of neutral on that. Penalties I thought were pretty fair. I mean, referees are not at the top of my minds in the playoffs. Just like it's like a puck bounce. You know, I've been saying this for years now. Yeah, I thought that was fairly well officiated. I didn't notice anything too egregious. And yeah, it's just two tough teams, two elite teams going at it, and both teams are just they're going all out. It's going to be a fucking classic of a series, and it already is. Like, if anything is in the last 4 or 5 games, it's anything like the first 2 games, we are in for a treat, even better than last year.
Yeah, it's very fitting that these teams are 1-1 heading back to Florida. And, I was complaining about how many days off are in between games, before the series started, but they're going to need 2 days off now. I mean, they are going down to Florida, so they do get that extra travel day, but 2 days off until game 3 on Monday, then 2 days off again until game 4 on Thursday, but then only 1 day off between game 4 and game 5 with that travel. So we'll get to that when that happens. But yeah, I mean, Panthers, they were talking about it on the US broadcast. Like, the Panthers were not using Boquist or Godusevich or Nosek, one of their fourth liners. How do you say? How do you say? I was combining Nosek and Gadjevich. Is that his name?
Gadjevich. There you go.
Gadjevich, yeah. Like, it was saying, like, he had like 7 minutes time on ice, like starting the second overtime.
Well, the Panthers, they never use their fourth line anyway. Like that.
Yeah.
It's like those are the guys they send out when they just want to rough some people up and give their other guys a break, because it's just a 3-line team, especially later in the game when things matter more.
Yeah, it was good. Also good to see, McDavid and Draisaitl separated for, more of the game, still played together for almost 13 minutes. Shot attempts were 20-9 with them on the ice together. So without them, they were down 43-65 right there for some quick math. But yeah, I mean, Henrik didn't play much. Trent Frederick is very noticeable. Friedman said there could be an extension coming there for Edmonton, so wouldn't hate him for an anytime goal scorer or like a overtime goal scorer. He's getting to the gritty areas, and I think he's playing with getting some time.
Long odds on that. I don't know.
Well, yeah, you could, and that's what people want. People love the long shots, Joel. People don't want the first goal scorer Leon Draisaitl 10-1 or 7-1. They want the Jake Wallman 100-1 and see if you can get it.
Fair enough, but I don't know how many goals Trent Frederick has scored these playoffs. It's
not many.
He's going to be long odds for a reason.
Also, Eetu Luostarinen in there. He had a few good chances.
He was elite. That whole third line.
Third line. I got a point stack on them that cashed. I had a 2-point stack on them. Marchand and Lundell
doing the OT.
Marchand and Lundell each had 2, but Luostarinen only had 1 there, because the one goal by that line was Luostarinen had the pass, but then Nate Schmidt to Seth Jones on that one goal. Just a beautiful passing play there with Marchand driving the net in the second period. But yeah, just another elite, intense. This is what you want to see for Stanley Cup. This is how you grow the game. You get two amazing teams. Doesn't matter the market, and they just hockey fans are going to watch, and you get casual fans at the bar. They're going to watch. Also wanted to bring up the ice there in Edmonton was not good. It was awful. We expect that in Florida. And then during the intermission between overtimes, Wayne Gretzky was like, "Oh, Edmonton has the best ice in the league. We'll see how it changes when it goes to Florida." It's like, are you watching the game? Like, he's on the TNT broadcast. They showed him yawning during the first overtime. During the intermission, he was just like staring at the camera, just like, I can't wait to go the fuck home. Like, he's like, why did I sign up for this? But
just walking out there for the name value, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a 1-1 series here. Right to the first ad break. Right before that, let's do some quick puck buck bets here. For last game, I had Florida. Let me get them on the screen here, I guess, for the YouTube.
You got the CLV there.
I had Florida plus 110, 25 puck bucks. I was surprised to see Florida get the money, but I guess reigning Stanley Cup champs, over 6.5.
The zigzag.
We both hit that. Did you not take Edmonton? I thought you took Edmonton somehow, or maybe it was just the McDavid Conn Smythe there for 50.
That's not CLV. Well, it's not CLV, but that aged poorly for sure. And I bet it again after he made that sick assist, because he's going to be. We go back to the Conn Smythe later on, but Conn Smythe there aged poorly. Minus 150.
He could win it in a losing effort again. It's really it might be trending that way.
You know what? The way that the Panthers are, the way that they're all spread out, like nobody knows who's going to win the Conn Smythe for the Panthers if they win. It might just be McDavid again. But imagine how insulting that would be for the Oilers. They lose in Game 7 again, and they give him the Conn Smythe.
That's the thing, especially because, like Friedman has noted on the podcast, like they make the ballots public, and like these media people want to keep their relationships with the players. So
this is so funny. I thought of this yesterday.
Okay, go ahead.
I thought of this yesterday. Imagine the Oilers lose again in the finals next year, and the voters are just like, fucking trolls. Let's give the Conn Smythe again.
He's starting to deserve it, though. He's pulling away again in the points, but we'll get to that with the Conn Smythe talk. Before that, though, we are brought to you by Edge Boost, the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved, no usage fees, and no minimums. You can earn cashback rewards, and there's a 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN. And this is the last week to sign up and get a free Refs Are Terrorists t-shirt. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs to claim your free t-shirt. And of course, you got the Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football giveaway. Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas is giving away a ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for their stay. You got a limo ride from the airport, $5,000 tab at Stadium Swim, and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. And you can always get 15% off at all the Circa properties with promo code SGP15. Enter the Ultimate Fantasy Football Contest for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That is sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. All right. Any final thoughts there before we go on to the Game 3 odds?
I did have a thought, but I forgot it.
I'm sure it'll pop back up when we get to Conn Smythe.
Yes. No, it wasn't about Conn Smythe. It was, I really wish I remembered it because it was a good thought. But it'll come back. It'll come back. We got another half hour or so.
All your thoughts are good thoughts, Joel. All of them.
Thank you.
All right, we got Monday night, Game 3 in Sunrise. Edmonton Oilers plus 120. Florida Panthers minus 142. Total once again at 6.5. Under at minus 122. Over at plus 102. Joel, how are you attacking this one?
This is a very interesting line to me, considering the fact that the Oilers were favored to win the series before it started. Naturally, they had home ice advantage, and the Panthers did not. But now they're minus 142. It's a much bigger line than what the Oilers were in Game 1, and it's a pick 'em in Game 2. So at minus 142, I think that's a little extreme there for Florida. I think it's a very even series. So at plus 120, I don't value home ice advantage too much, considering both teams are very good on the road. And Panthers have they've been a better road team than a home team in terms of the overall record. So minus 142 is too much. So if anything, I'm looking at the Oilers here, but It's razor thin margins here. If you had to bet the game, I would take the Oilers. Even if you want the CLV with the zigzag shit, the Oilers are going to get the money, especially because I don't agree with the line to begin with. Disregarding the fact that the Oilers lost the last game, so plus 120 there for the Oilers would be the way that I would play the side. For the total, though, you just go back to the well with the over 6.5. I mean, at some point, you figure the defense will sharpen up. But considering the way that both offenses are playing, goalies have been hit and miss. And we just praised Bobrovsky and Skinner in the last game, but they're not Hasek and Patrick Waugh and Martin Brodeur. It's I can't trust the goalies. So if I had to play a total, it would still be the over. I'm not betting under 6.5 here at minus 122. At some point, there will be fewer goals, but I'm not sure game 3 in this series, especially after 2 days off, with both teams having a little bit more juice, a little bit more energy. I still think that we see a high scoring game, but it's not something I'm strong on. But if I had to bet it, I would bet the over 6.5 once more.
Yeah, I think that's the only way you can look there on the total. We did see it, clamp down a bit in the second and third periods. I do expect it to clamp down in the third period, but the first period is just figuring out how the game's going, seeing what's going to be called, seeing, getting pucks on that, seeing what's going to happen. So, like you said, Skinner, Bob, both very good, especially here in the playoffs. But these teams are going to be teams where the Panthers have to outscore the Oilers. They're not going to be a low scoring game. So do you like that over 6.5 at plus money? And yeah, the Oilers, plus 120 is the best odds on the board. You got plus 118, you got plus 112 out there at FanDuel. And looking at the home road splits in the playoffs, the Panthers are 4-3 with a goal differential of 18-18, and Edmonton on the road is 6-3, goal differential of 32-18 there. So Edmonton has had no problem going on the road. Panthers haven't either. They have a 56-29 goal differential on the road, thanks to blowouts there in Toronto. But yeah, plus 120 here is just way too high. These games should probably be pick'ems every time, maybe minus 120 to the home team. Maybe we're discounting how much the home ice advantage means for the Panthers and Paul Maurice matching up with a team like the Oilers. Got to see what Knobloch does there with his top 6. If he puts Draisaitl and McDavid together, if maybe he spreads out the wingers more a bit. Nugent Hopkins has not been as noticeable as he was in the conference final. Evander Kane's been throwing the body around, getting in front of the net, trying to dive for some penalties in front there as well. So see how the Oilers line up. I am a little bit worried about the potential injury to Aaron Ekblad. He took that shot straight off the left hand, I believe, which is his top hand on the stick. So I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot or move the puck as easily. But, the Panthers are very deep there on the blue line. We'll see if he's still on the top power play in, or if they do, just Seth Jones or a 1D, move Nate Schmidt up there or what have you. But yeah, special teams has also been huge for the Panthers. They've been good on the power play, great on the penalty kill. Marchand getting the shorthanded goal there in game 2. So yeah, if you're betting this game by game, just go zigzag, go with the Oilers plus 120, especially now. I'd play the Panthers minus 120 if it gets down to that by puck drop. I think they still are the better team. Oilers have the best 2 players, but hockey isn't basketball where if you have the best 2 players, you win. And apparently it's not basketball for the Thunder either with the Halaban coming through there in OKC. So yeah, Panthers, Oilers plus 120 at these odds, plus 310 for a draw, given how we've seen the third period play, given how both of these teams are at 6-on-5. I don't hate that at 3-1 or better. But yeah, over I think would be my only bet for this game if I had to recommend one bet.
I don't buy into the whole zigzag thing anymore. Surely it's a slight edge, but I think it's getting factored way too much into the market, which is why I'm saying if you want to bet the Oilers, you better now, given the history of how these playoffs have gone, both in the NHL and the NBA, where the team that lost just get hammered the fuck and the line gets out of control. So That's what I'm saying. Bet Oilers early. If you want Panthers, I would say wait. I do not expect it to go north of -142. If so, there must be some serious interest for the Oilers. Otherwise, I would not understand that movement. But yeah, and you mentioned Thunder. We can get into that later. I did remember my thought though. It was very disappointing.
Okay.
It's not something tremendous. It's like, why not start the season in fucking September so you don't have to play the finals in the middle of June where everyone wants to go out and the sun is melting. It's lower quality ice. It's that was it.
Yeah, no, I mean they should shorten the season. I don't think that would ever happen
because of football in America.
Because of football, and also like there's so many season ticket holders that are going to get season tickets no matter what, and like you don't want to shorten that. Gary Bettman came out at his yearly press conference saying, he was asked about a play-in. He was like, the regular season was the play-in. Like we had 3 teams until
I agree with him
the
there.
final game. So I agree with him there as well, because I hear people bringing it up like, get the play-in, get teams excited to make the
already
playoffs.
Beat the fuck up enough, right? Exactly. By the time we get here, there's no reason to add another 3 games for some of these teams.
The only reason would be to give those top teams in each conference a bye, to give them a week or so off to rest up. But no,
that's actually a disadvantage though, because you talk about the rest versus rust. Those teams that was like fighting for the playoffs, like they'll get upset all the time. We saw that in the bubble thing where they did the play in. Like there were a few massive upsets there. Blue Jackets over the Leafs, one in particular.
That's the thing in baseball too. Like the top seed gets a bye, and like the top seed has lost in the second round. I think the Braves have had it a few times, once to the Phillies, and they're just whining about it the whole time. Like
demeans the regular season.
Yeah, I agreed there. I did have one more thought here. It wasn't a good thought, but I forget exactly what it was. Oh, what do you mean? Like, so do you think the zigzag is built in too much already? I mean, like these odds.
No. The market moves.
The market moves. Do you think it's good? Okay, yes. The market moves.
Because everybody's betting the team
the market
that lost
moves
last
in the
game.
zigzag. Like these odds have been open for 16, 18 hours now. Is it just the day of? You think it moves? Like,
no, it'll keep moving. I didn't see the actual opening lines.
I'm seeing open here at +114, and now we got +120, +118 across the board.
All right. Well, expect the zigzag money to come in. I guarantee you that this DraftKings line will be shorter than +120 for the Oilers by the time it closes. Or if not by the time it closes, at least the day of, because you might get actual good money coming in very late. But I highly doubt that we'll see a better price for the Oilers than this.
Yeah, I do not disagree there. I think this is going to be +120. If it goes +125, +130 somewhere, just take it. It's just a wrong price. That's all it is. All right. Before we get to Conn Smythe, let's look at some series markets. There is one market that I am interested in. We talked about it before. Well, let's just go here. Series: Panthers -120, Oilers +100. I can't imagine you have any interest in betting any sort of series bets now. But do you have any advice for people that would want to?
I mean, the Panthers have home ice advantage now, and we just mentioned how maybe that doesn't mean as much for them, considering the Oilers' road record and the Panthers being better on the road. But I don't know, just based purely on the market, I think that it should be a little higher than -120 for the Panthers series, but not something I'm desperate to go to the window on. I think it's just going to be a long-ass series, so thankfully, the Panthers tied up there for my big -200 over 5.5 games bet.
Yes.
So as long as we don't have some team winning 3 in a row, we're good. But we're in a war. But yeah, for the side, it's just there's not a lot of value there. Like, no, just bet the team that you want to cheer for at this point.
Yeah, or Conn Smythe, which we'll get to after the ad break. But series correct score here. Panthers in 6 is the shortest odds, +320. Then Oilers in 7, +370. Panthers in 7, +425. Oilers in 6, +450. These are getting. I guess Panthers in 6 at +320 might not be horrible if this -130 price is accurate for, or -140 if it gets to -150. But just bet it game by game. Unless you're going like on vacation or out of the country and you need like a series bet, just go game by game.
Right. These index markets, there's not a lot of value in them. There's so much vig involved, hidden vig, hidden juice, and I don't see a lot of value because they're already factoring in the home ice there too, right? Like Panthers 4-2, Panthers play game 6 at home, Oilers 4-3, Oilers play game 7 at home. So they're already factoring that in. So there's no edge that I could see here.
And the one market we were talking about before the series, and I'm pretty sure the odds are the same. Any game, 10 plus goals,
yes,
plus 120.
Now is
yes,
when you bet it.
Minus 145 for no. Like, how is that? That's the same odds, right? It was minus 145
same
before.
Odds, yes.
There's 2 fewer games. The 2 first games that would have been the 2 games to go over 10 goals. Like, there's not like it's going to be locked down starting possibly game 3, if not game 4. Like, there's not going to be 10 goals. There's just not, unless there's like a 6-7 goal first period. Minus 145 is like, I feel like a great bet there.
I love that bet now. I don't know why it hasn't changed, just because there were 2 high scoring games in the first 2 games. I guess that's the reasoning, but we see how these series go. Usually the higher scoring games are in the first 4 games and the lower scoring games are in the latter 3. And we're not going to see as many penalties, that's for sure, as we saw in game 2. Not for sure, but pretty sure.
Yeah.
And
that's how it trends. Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so the no absolutely has more value now than it did at the beginning of the series. So that's a weird one to me. Because both goalies have been playing well. It's not like you could fault the goalies for all these goals going in. It's just 2 elite offenses. So 10 goals is a lot in a Stanley Cup Finals. If we could look at the history of that, like, there haven't been a lot since the 80s. A lot of 10 goals in finals. One more note. Just cheering out the Panthers, man. Like, Brad Marchand winning that game. It was me and the bartenders against the whole fucking bar. Man, the entirely Oilers crowd, they were fucking lighting it up. They were cheering so much when they scored the tying goal at the end of the 3rd period. But the bartenders and I, we were like, oh, Panthers got this. Panthers got this. And sure enough, bartenders and I, we won. Oilers fucking losers in the Vancouver bars. They lost, and that was glorious to see. And hopefully things trend the same way.
Yeah, so I like that. I like the no bet there. It's not going to go over. I'm trying to find the highest scoring games for like a single team is all I found. And looking at the ones recently, you had Edmonton 8-1, Vegas 7-2, Vegas 9-3. I think that was the clincher there with a few empty netters.
9-3.
Yeah, remember Mark Stone got the hat trick.
Holy shit! No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, there was empty netter by Mark Stone, and then it was 6-1 after 2 periods, and then just a bunch of goals there in the 3rd.
I guess that could happen, like in a series clincher, maybe just like they leave the goalie out for 5 minutes when they're down 3, and then shit happens.
That's a great bet, though. I'm gonna shop around to make sure that's the best odds for it, but minus 145.
I'm gonna try to find that market myself.
Gonna be a good look there. I think Bet365 might have it. Series player props here. We got most goals. We have Draisaitl now at minus 110. I believe he's tied with somebody, or is he one ahead of?
He's one ahead of Bennett, I think. He scored twice game 1. He scored once in game 3, or are they tied?
Marchand, Draisaitl, and Bennett all have 3 in the Stanley Cup final. Okay. And you got Draisaitl minus 110, Bennett plus 290, Marchand plus 425 there. So
I don't know. Marchand is the only bet I could see there. I mean, Draisaitl is the likeliest, but he's minus 110.
Yeah.
Marchand there plus 425. And I don't, again, Conn Smythe conversation, but I don't see Sam Bennett just continue to get these goals.
No. Most points, McDavid to minus 160. He has 5. Schmidt, Draisaitl, and Bouchard all have 4. You can get Draisaitl plus 230. Bouchard 11-1, and then Nate Schmidt is even offered here. He's not. So they no respect for Nate Schmidt. No respect.
Maybe too much respect. They don't want to offer him. They're getting too much money on him.
Too much liability already.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty serious. Yeah. Something that interested me was 1 shot on goal in every game. Is Evan Bouchard minus 285. 2 shots on goal every game is plus 200 for Bouchard, and then 3 shots on goal every game, 12-1. Shout out Nux. He took Bouchard 3 shots every game, I believe, before the series at 30-1, 50-1, something like that. I got Bouchard leading shots in this series. He has 15. He has 15 shots through 2 games. McDavid has 11. Marchand has 10. So, I mean, he has not been as good on the road in the playoff shooting. During the regular season, he had more shots on the road than at home, but it seems like if he gets the puck, it's just going towards the net.
You're asking the wrong guy. I have no idea what the
All right.
fuck about the player props.
Series shots on goal. Bouchard at 25.5, McDavid 25.5. So, co-favorites there as they should be. Combined goals every game, all this stuff here. But
if you have something to add, just go for it.
I don't. I'm killing time to get to the 35-minute mark here in 2 seconds. And we are brought to you by Rhythm. You've heard us talk about Rhythm before, and they just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends. These are AI detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. Think it's like a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start betting smarter. We'll be. Get your 7-day free trial, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. And of course, mybookie.ag is your place to bet on every sport, including the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy deposit, and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right. We've all been waiting for it. The Conn Smythe discussion here. We got McDavid plus 105, Bob 4-1, Bennett 6-1, Draisaitl 7-1, Barkov 20-1, Marchand 30-1, and then everyone else is 100-1 or longer there. Joel, Barkov's still the best bet, right? 20-1.
Of course, he is. He still is. He had 2 bad games, but he's only 2 points back of Bennett for the points leader for the Panthers. I know Bennett has a lot more goals, but I just have trouble seeing that he's going to continue this pace. In the entire playoffs, he has more than half the points he had in the entire regular season in 76 games. So I don't know. Bennett, he's a playoff wizard. He's a clutch guy. He performs at the highest level. He's going to be like the Jonathan Marchessault equivalent for Conn Smythe winner, just scoring all the goals. And he does get a lot of respect too, as like this guy who bugs the opponent and all that. But that'll piss a few people off as well, especially in the Canadian media. Of course, there will be a few Oilers voters involved here who did not like him crashing into Stuart Skinner in game 2. I'm just finding reasons to hope that Bennett doesn't win. I do have a little bit of Bennett. Certainly, I have 0 Bobrovsky, but I don't think that Bennett should still 6-1. He's even a very good price in the market. Like he's as low as like plus 450, 5-1.
6-1 best by over $1 there.
Right.
Plus 475 next best.
Right. The market is pretty good now. McDavid plus 105 is pretty accurate. He's almost 1-1 for the Oilers to win, and he'll get it, but there's still the chance for Draisaitl to get it done, considering his goal scoring acumen. But I would never bet him at 7-1. It's McDavid or nothing there, but that's not very interesting at this point, considering it's 1-1 going back to Florida. So once again, we're just looking at the Panthers guys, which is very intriguing. It's a bit of a drama in itself, a side plot, as you will, as it were, for the entire playoffs. Barkov there at 20-1, Marchand 30-1. We know all the respect that he gets in the media, and he's he's got them eating out of his spoon, like with the Blizzard stuff, and he's like becoming this likable character, like even in the Vancouver media. They're like, is it wrong that we like Brad Marchand now? I'm hearing that all the time. Marchand there at 30-1. I've got Marchand up the wazoo now. So many numbers. So Barkov and Marchand are my guys, and they're both in the 20-1 and longer. So I'm going to keep backing those guys for the Panthers. Bennett, I think, should be ahead of Bobrovsky for sure. Bobrovsky should be way down there. He still can win, but it requires something ridiculous in the last 4 or 5 games here. So, it's just we're continuing to fade Bob. You could do Bennett, but that's a little less enticing to me than Barkov or Marchand or both.
Yeah, so Bob 4-1. He shouldn't be the lowest odds for the Panthers. I don't know if it should. I guess it should be Bennett because he has the 3 goals in the Stanley Cup final. But Marchand making a good run at it there with the overtime winner. You got Roberto Luongo even tweeting about him that he's his favorite player of all time.
Dude,
14 years to the day.
Secret. That's right. There you go.
Yes.
I was just about to say that. You got it.
With the shorthanded breakaway goal by Brad Marchand. It was against Luongo and your Vancouver Canucks in 2011. I'm sure you're much happier about it this time around with the Panthers against the Oilers.
I didn't give a shit about the Canucks back then.
Really?
No, I did not.
Was it just all Avs or just not even?
No, I didn't really care about hockey at the time.
Yeah.
I loved the riot though.
Absolutely believe that. Yeah. Bob 4-1. He needs a shutout. And he's not going to get it.
No, not
Bennett,
against these others.
No, Bennett 6-1, 6-1 maybe plus 475. No, I wouldn't take it at this price. I have him 100-1, so I'm covered for Bob, Bennett, Barkov, and Marchand. Like as long as the Panthers win the Conn Smythe, I should be good. But Barkov 20-1 here is just way too high. That is a little bit off market. You got 18-1, 15-1, 14-1. I still think those are the best prices on the board. As you mentioned,
just seems one game, like we've seen him, like at the final game against the Hurricanes, just totally dominant. And he was very good the entire series, but in terms of point production, there, he just takes that little spark, and these odds can flip in a moment. So I'm not interested there in these sub 10-1 guys, considering how volatile these markets can be, and the fact that Barkov. Oh, we've said this a million times now. The fact that he won like all the Panthers votes for the Conn Smythe last year, despite being tied for points with Matthew Tkachuk, is just a big edge for Barkov there. So as long as he can do his thing, just get a couple goals, couple assists, and Panthers win the series without Bobrovsky having 2 shutouts or some bullshit. And he is a very alive for this. But yeah, Sam Bennett though, I just don't see how he can keep fluking these goals. I mean, it's not totally fluke because he's a clutch player and all this, but still, like considering his regular season performances, you gotta there's a middle ground there, and I think that's a lot of shooter variance.
Well, absolutely, but I mean, you're looking at a small sample size. That's what the playoffs, especially the Stanley Cup final, is. That's what they are. Like, I mean, Barkov has been good late in series so far in these playoffs. Had 3 points in the clinching game against Tampa. No, that was last year. A goal against Tampa, 2 points in Game 7 against Toronto, 2 points in Game 5 against Carolina, including that great setup. He had a 3-point game at home in Game 3 against Carolina. That's the big thing. Like on the road, you don't expect him to do too much, but then coming back home, getting those matchups. If the Panthers win, Barkov should have a point, if not 2. Like that line is generating chances, especially now with Verhaeghe up there instead of Evan Rodriguez. They just have not been hitting the net. So Barkov's had a few points cost here and there. I imagine the puck bounces their way a little bit at home. So 20-1 is just 20-1, 15-1, whatever you can get is way too long there.
Plus, I don't know if this matters because Maurice will be playing Barkov against the McDavid line, but the Panthers do have the last change, so they do have more favorable matchups. But again, if he's just playing Barkov against McDavid, it's like a wash. So it's going to be hard to score against the McDavid line, but it's still something to pay attention to.
Yeah, and I think it also helps getting the defenseman you want against McDavid. I'm not sure if he's able to do that. If he's able to do that as much on the road. At home, you get the defenseman to lock them down. You get the puck up ice. They have more offensive chances rather than trying to defend in their own end. You or someone mentioned how Marchessault, Bennett's regular season stuff, may not make people vote for him. But looking at Marchessault in his
that's not my point. That's not my point. The point is that if he was so poor in the regular season, how is he so good in the playoffs?
He steps up his game. That's the whole narrative.
Of course, but to this extent, it's ridiculous. The difference between the regular season and the playoffs. Like he's not this crazy elite player in the playoffs, and this like average player in the regular season. There's some kind of middle ground. I can understand people elevating the game. I always talk about the clutch factor. Fuck the analytical nerds who say his clutch does not exist. But there still has to be a limit to it, right?
Yeah, no, there absolutely has to be. I just wanted to bring up Bennett this season: 25 goals, 51 points. Marchand in his Conn Smythe winning season, he did have 42 goals, but only 69 points there. No, that was last year. 28 goals, 57 points in the 2023 season. So
yeah, Bennett is the
similar enough to Bennett there. Like, so if he keeps scoring, if he gets like 2 more goals, if he gets to 15 and the Panthers win the cup and Barkov doesn't, surpass him in points, I think he has it.
Well, yeah, but he's 6-1 now, so
it's a moot point. Yeah,
right. I mean, I'd still rather bet that than Bobrovsky at 4-1. That's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. But you still rather bet Barkov at 20-1.
Oh yeah,
even over Marchand. I feel like the only real chance Marchand has, I feel like, is he's been good on the road in the narrative, and if like the Panthers win in Game 7 and Marchand has 2 goals or something, or has a good game in Game 5 on the road to be clutch, like he's been clutch in every series so far. Like you said, everyone's loving him now. Like it's
even from an analytical perspective, giving Marchand the Conn Smythe would be a recognition of what that third line has done all playoffs. Like they've been dominant with the 2 Finnish females there in Listerine.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Anton Lundell thought he was saying Finnish females when he was saying Finnish phenoms, and apparently he hadn't heard of phenoms before there. So that was
good.
Interesting there. But yeah, that's a Conn Smythe talk there. I think Barkov is still the bet, 20-1, 15-1. He still should win it if the Panthers win the cup.
Absolutely. Are we done with hockey?
Right. We'll do puck bucks, and then we can go into other stuff. There's a puck bucks here. I am going to take the no 10 goals in a game at minus 145 for 58 puck bucks there. That's to win 40. And then Barkov Conn Smythe at DraftKings is 15-1. I'm going to put 20 puck bucks on that. I feel like it's a good number there.
I want to steal both, but just give me the no 10 plus goals. I think that's really good. Now I'm gonna find that bet myself.
That's like that's an actual bet. That's not just puck bets. That's
yes.
Bet
yes.
That. Yeah.
Give me Marchand, Conn Smythe. What is it on DraftKings?
It's 30-1. That's the best price there. Yeah.
All right. Give me that at 10 bucks. Just
10 bucks.
To represent my own bankroll, because Marchand would be a huge win.
I did compile all of our Conn Smythe bets up to this point here. You can see on the YouTube video around the 47-minute mark. You got plenty of Barkov here. Got some Barkov 28-1 from earlier, 25-1. Reinhardt, I mean, you did a few too many times. I just did it once. Like I guess he
got injured.
We expected him to pick it up rather than getting hurt. We have our E2 bets in there. You got like a Chuck there. You got McDavid. Like there's our Conn Smythe portfolio plus our bets from today.
It's looking pretty good because there's no Bobrovsky.
Very true there.
I have Draisaitl at one point. Oh yeah,
you do. You have Draisaitl there 14-1. So
all right.
I do not. All right, make sure you subscribe. Hockey Gambling Podcast, Apple, Spotify, leaves a 5-star rating and review. YouTube, like and comment. Discord, Twitter, all that good stuff. Joel, what do you got for NBA, golf? We got tennis tomorrow. Got to pick them. Don't we have a pick them in the final?
Well, let's get the worst news out of the way with the fucking Indiana Pacers. Like doing it once again. Like this is just like a voodoo black magic team of destiny bullshit team. Like they were not winning the entire game until 0.3 of a second left. And yeah, I blame the Thunder for not locking it down because they should know by now. The Pacers do not quit, and they keep shooting, they keep firing. They're full of belief, even though they're an inferior team. They got the job done. That was unfortunate, but again, like most of our bets were on them to win the West, the Thunder that is, but we still have bets on the Thunder to win the title. So hopefully they get it done. They're still like minus 300, minus 350 to win the series. So I'm still not too concerned. They got to learn from that game though. Daigneault not playing Chet Holmgren a lot for some reason. I know he didn't have a great game, but you got to play him more. A bit of a bigger lineup, I think, is called for in the next one. Get more rebounds. They were out rebounded by 20 rebounds, something bullshit like that. I know they turned the ball over a bunch, but it's gonna be a coaching win for Daigneault in game 2. But there's the zigzag. Thunder like minus 11.5 now when they're minus 9.5 in game 1. So good luck betting them now for the game. but I do hope they win it. And tennis, yes, I did not wake up to watch the women's. My best woman was Mira Andreeva, who went out to the French girl. So I did have a betting interest in the final, but yeah, Coco Gauff ended up winning it. Apparently, a pretty good comeback there after losing the tiebreak in set 1 and then taking care of business in the second 2 sets. So good for her, good for America. Yeah, Yannick Sinner tomorrow. He has got the market love. They're now a pick'em. He started off as the dog. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me because we bet him at what, plus 225, and Alcaraz is like plus 140, plus 150. And now they're a pick'em price, which made no sense to me to begin with, considering the fact that Sinner is so much more consistent. He's not going to bottle it. And Alcaraz, to his credit, he didn't bottle it, but he had a few shaky moments here and there. And Sinner is still not less a set after taking care of Djokovic there in a very dramatic set 3 that I watched very intently at work on Friday. But yes, we're going with Yannick Sinner. I still think he's the bet to beat Alcaraz here because this guy's on a mission. He's unflappable. Alcaraz, at his very best, he's the best player in the world, but Sinner is just more consistent. So let's go, fucking Yannick Sinner. Let's go. Bring it on for Austria.
Do either of them have like a advantage or disadvantage on clay, like some of the other legends did?
Yeah. You could say Alcaraz has a bit of advantage there. He has won this tournament before last year. But yeah, Sinner's more like the hard court guy. He's won 3 hard court titles. But no, they're very even. They played in Rome. Very tight. I think Alcaraz won a tiebreak and then won the second set. So he did beat him fairly cleanly in Rome a couple weeks ago. But that was after a long layoff for Yannick Sinner. And now he's looking like the real deal. He's the more rested player. So yeah, if you want to hedge, fine. I understand it. But I'm not hedging. I'm just going to roll with my guy Sinner. Time to sin.
I got a question here from Adam Osimo in the chat. If the matchup is a pick'em, why isn't it plus 100 on both sides? Why is it minus 110? What are we paying for? It's the VIG. It's what you're paying the house to bet. That's what you're paying them to.
Yeah, when you shop at the grocery store, you're not paying for what they sell to the market. You're buying what they're reselling. You know, you're not getting straight from the vegetable field when you buy those cherries, those blackberries. No, you got to go to the grocery store first, and then you buy it. So that's the minus 110. That's the was it 52.4% is the break even percentage, and so yeah, like you got to pay the book their due to bet this stuff. But yeah, that's why I always recommend if you got a guy who likes one side, just bet him straight up, and then you can get a true pick 'em price at even money. And yeah, so if Ryan, for example, likes Alcaraz, I like Sinner, we can bet each other $50, no vig at all. But with the books, you got to pay 55.
Yeah, there's some peer-to-peer exchanges out there nowadays. A lot of things getting more legalized in the gray market. So check those things out if you don't want to pay as much vig. But while I was searching for a no 10 goals in a game market, I found this one. Game 3 and series winner. Panthers to win game 3, lose the series, plus 440. I feel like that's a good bet if you like the Oilers in 7.
Win game 3, lose the series. I don't know. This is one of those. Like again, this is an index market. You get four little options here, so you got to pay a little bit of juice for it. So if you have a profound argument for it, I can hear it, but I don't know. With the zigzag thing, it might be better to just like roll over that because I do think that the Oilers get the money. That's my only thought on that.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to like do some calculations manually on a parlay of what
the
money line plus series is.
Oh, damn, that's a ripoff.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think sports betting is? Sports betting is a ripoff. You're going to lose in the long run. Like, get out now while you can.
That's yeah, get out while you can. That's not even the ripoff though. Like minus 110, that's standard. Like imagine all the stuff you're paying for props and these index markets. You're paying a lot more than that.
Index market right here, plus 120, minus 145.
There is a little bit more big in there.
Right there instead of the 20 on a minus 110. Yeah, it's just,
sure.
That's how they get you. Or even this market here. There's no mark odds against it. So that's how they get you for all these stuff, all the futures. That's how, you need Adam. I know you're a new listener. we don't have them segmented very well, but Joel has some great Professor Joel segments. Maybe we'll do a refresher in the off season
summer, yes.
on just basics of what to look for and whatnot.
Oh, draft market's coming out. I've already fired off a few bets there. It can be exciting. We'll get into that in the next pod if we don't have too much to talk about in the next game.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can find some here in PA, but I'm
there's
turning up
peer-to-peer markets, the exchanges, or just
That's
me,
true. or just you, or Sean, or one of our loyal listeners there.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, that's gonna do it here for us. Make sure you're subscribed. Apple, YouTube, Spotify, Twitter, Discord, all that good stuff there. And I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at @rgilbertsop.
I'm Joel Meyer. Find me shouting out Freddie if you ever got around to listening to this podcast, the English guy. And you'll also find me watching the CFL. Let's go fucking BC Lions. -4.5 tonight against the Edmonton Oilers. And the under in the first game. I don't remember what it was. Under. It's starting in like 10 minutes, so it's irrelevant. But yeah, let's go Lions.
See ya.